So how do we define play for adults? Hi, I am Nancy, and I teach women how to reconnect with their lost creative spark and gain more energy in the process. So if that sounds intriguing to you, hit the button. So I got this comment, and it's basically saying, can we define play? Are we talking about like let's pretend kind of play, or are we talking about building things with Legos and kicking a ball around and coloring? And my first reaction to this is that I find it so sad that we need to define play for adults. And my definition, honestly, is that whatever lights you up, that you love doing, that makes you feel more alive, that isn't hurting yourself or somebody else, is probably play for you. Play and creativity overlap so much that sometimes it's really hard to separate them, and I think that's really what we're talking about here. But I'm grateful for this question because we have this wild cultural belief that says that certain kinds of things are only for kids. That's why I made my original video about this. We've defined play as a thing that only kids do. But that's not true. Adults play all the time. Some adults play in the kitchen because they love cooking and they love inventing new things, and for them, that is play. Other adults do other things like build Legos, and there are adults who look down on them for that. Like, whoa. I wouldn't be surprised at all to find out that the folks who write Marvel movies sit down to write with a whole pile of Marvel action figures to help them figure out what's going on and map it all out and try out different bits of dialogue, because it's easier when you've got little characters in your hands than it is sometimes to see it in your head. Is that a problem? I don't think so. But we define play so specifically. We don't just even put this line between kids and adults. We do it between genders, right? If you ever go to a toy stores are totally gendered, right? Those Barbie dolls aren't showing up in boys' Christmas stockings. Unless they have an aunt like me who buys them dolls because I think that they should learn how to be responsible for something and practice being good fathers. Call me crazy. But we put these arbitrary lines in place and these arbitrary rules, and they don't do anything except hurt us and divide us. And I think that's stupid. So, find the thing that you love, that you enjoy doing, and as long as you're doing it in a spirit of play, I think that's play. And if you have to borrow somebody else's kid, well, so much the better. The kid will probably love it, and you will too. So just find your play and go do it and be happy.